Hi, guys. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Laura Maelstrom, former drug addicted dropout who hit rock bottom so hard I thought that it was my grave. Today, I hold 3 degrees, run multiple businesses, and have helped hundreds shatter the curses that keep them stuck. This is Curse Breaker, where we name the invisible chains, expose the lies that you're living, and hand you the keys to burn them to the ground. Let's break that curse together. Hello, gorgeous, and welcome back to Curse Breaker with me, Laura Maelstrom, the place where we stop blaming the men for a minute and start looking at the invisible wound inside of us that keeps letting them treat us like an afterthought. I'm Laura Maelstrom from Maelstrom Academy, and if any of these thoughts have felt like truth in the body, then today is going to feel like someone finally named the root instead of just branches. If you find yourself saying, I'm lucky he wants me at all, or if I just stay quiet, give more, don't ask for too much, maybe he'll stay, or I know he's not treating me right, but who else would want me? Or I must be too much, too broken, too needy. That's why he pulls away. Oof, this one's for you, baby girl. Today we're exposing the curse of low self-worth, the deepest and most insidious one of all. The one that quietly decides how much disrespect, inconsistency, crumbs, and emotional neglect that you will accept before you walk away, which is usually far too much. Let's go straight to the core. Picture her. She's beautiful, intelligent, kind, accomplished. On paper, she is a catch. But inside, there is a voice that whispers, you're not that special. You have to earn love. If you were really worth it, then he wouldn't treat you this way. So when he texts sporadically, or only when he's bored or horny, or cancels plans without real remorse, gives compliments that feel backhanded or rare, keeps you at arm's length emotionally, or makes you feel like an option instead of a priority, and you don't walk away, you stay, you rationalize, you try harder, you shrink smaller, you accept less. Probably because you believe deep down that this is the best I can get. If I leave, then I'll end up alone forever. Or I'm not worth more than this. Oof. And this woman, yep, she was me for a long time, longer than I care to admit. And she is the silent heartbeat behind most of the women that find their way to Maelstrom Academy. Outwardly confident, inwardly convinced that she's only lovable when she's useful, small, and undemanding. Today, we diagnose exactly why low self-worth isn't just insecurity. It's the magnet that pulls in low-effort men and repels the ones who would actually treat you like gold. Let's name this curse and how it operates in real time. Low self-worth shows up as accepting inconsistent communication as normal, staying with men who breadcrumb affection because at least he texts sometimes, feeling relieved when he gives the bare minimum. He said, I look nice. Apologizing for having needs or boundaries, tolerating disrespect, sarcasm, dismissiveness, emotional unavailability, because leaving feels scarier than staying. Choosing emotionally unavailable or avoidant men over secure ones because secure ones feel boring and anxious chase feels familiar. Believing that if you were better, thinner, prettier, funnier, less emotional, more chill, insert whatever, that he would treat you better. Stay single for long periods and then jumping at the first man who shows interest, even if he's clearly low effort. It feels like realism. It feels like protecting yourself from disappointment. It feels like knowing your place. But it's a curse that was installed early and it is running the show. So where does this curse come from? Because most of us weren't taught that we're inherently worthy of love, respect, consistency, and devotion because we exist. We were often actually taught the opposite. We taught that love was conditional, that you must perform, please, shrink, achieve, stay pretty, stay quiet, stay useful to be chosen. Childhood wounds, critical parents, early rejections, bullying, betrayals, or simply growing up female in the world that constantly ranks women and their worth. All of them, all of these things plant the same seed, that you're not enough as you are. So you grow up carrying that wound into every relationship that you have, and the wound decides how much disrespect can I tolerate before I feel like the unlovable girl that I've always feared I am. And that's why low self-worth doesn't just attract low-effort men, it keeps you tolerating them. Now, the real cost, and this part is pretty brutal because it's cumulative. Every single time that you accept less than you deserve, you reinforce the belief that you're only worth crumbs. Your self-trust erodes further. Your nervous system learns that love equals anxiety, inconsistency, and begging for scraps. You lose years to men who never intended to commit. You lose pieces of your joy, your confidence, and your sparkle. You normalize disrespect so deeply that when a good man does show up, you either sabotage it or you don't recognize it as love. You end up exhausted from the emotional gymnastics of trying to earn what should be given freely. And you end up alone, not because nobody wants you, but because you've been training yourself to accept only the men who prove your worst beliefs right. And worst of all, your low self-worth keeps you from the love that you actually crave because deep down, you don't believe that you deserve it. Now, here's some truth from the Maelstrom. Low self-worth isn't a personality trait. It's a curse that's been put upon you that you've been paying the interest of ever since. Look, here's what I want you to feel in your bones today. Are you ready? You're not broken, you are not defective, and you're not too much for wanting consistent love, respect, effort, and devotion. You are not destined to attract low-effort men forever. You were never supposed to tolerate disrespect just to feel chosen. And low self-worth is not your identity. It's a lie that you were sold, and you can unlearn it. Spotting how it's operating is only the first step. Rebuilding the belief that you are inherently worthy of love, healing the wounds that taught you otherwise, and learning to walk away from the crumbs without fear. Choosing men whose actions prove your worth instead of your tolerance. That is the deep curse-breaking work. And it's exactly what we do inside Maelstrom Academy with my master course, Doormat to Dream Girl. We turn women who tolerate disrespect into women who command devotion and never question their right to it again. If you're ready to stop accepting crumbs and start requiring the full feast that you deserve, the link is in the show notes and doors are open to Maelstrom Academy always. Thank you for letting me touch the tenderest, most painful part today. If this episode felt like it reached something inside and named the voice that you've been carrying alone, then do screenshot it, share it, tag me at CurseBreakerPod on Instagram or at Laura Maelstrom across all social medias. I see every single one and I'll respond. Or DM me curse and tell me the moment you first believed that you weren't enough. I read and reply each personally, and I'll also send you my 21 signs that you're acting like a doormat. Now, next episode, chasing and pursuing. How masculine energy pushes high-quality men away. But until then, the next time you catch yourself accepting less than you deserve, I want you to put your hand on your heart and pause for a second and ask, would I let my daughter tolerate this? Then act from the answer. This is Cursebreaker with me, Laura Maelstrom, signing off.